You're listening to Good Morning Gwinnett, a division of Noise Media Network, hosted by Audrey Bell Kearney, sharing stories about people and places around beautiful Gwinnett County and beyond. Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. Southern living at its best.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, all my Gwinnetians out there in Gwinnett land and all of my friends around the world. It's a beautiful day here in Gwinnett County, 70 degrees, going up to a high of 82, so it's going to be lovely. Yes, really starting to look like fall, y'all. I don't get too excited because I'm still in Georgia, and so Georgia could be just really fickle. Like, we can go up to like 95 in a blink of an eye. So I'm excited right now, but I'm not getting too excited. I start to get really excited towards the end of October, early November, because I know now these will be normal temperatures for the rest of the year up until like March. You know, it kind of gets cold in like February for like 2 weeks, and then it's pretty like leveled off to the point where I don't think I've really worn a coat, like a heavy coat, since I've been here. Everything has been a sweater. I bought a bunch of coats, but they were like light coats. I think I bought like 5 coats last year because I wanted to be very fashionably stylish. So I bought like 5 coats. And I don't think I've worn but one of them. They all have the tags on them in the closet. That's a shame. I know, y'all. Don't slap my hand. But I was like, I want to be stylish when I go to all these functions, and I'm gonna wear it. But here's the thing: every time I would get in the car, I would have on a cute sweater. Didn't wear any of the coats. I think I wore my pink one because I like pink. I have a cute pink coat that I wore, so I wore that one. That's like the only one I wore. I got beige. I don't think I wore that one. I got green. I think I got 6 of them. I think I bought 6 coats. I actually have to go in there and count them when I get finished with the show. But anyway, it's a beautiful day here in Gwinnett County. It's Thursday, baby, September the 15th. Yes, it is. I want to get some birthday shout-outs real quick to my cousin Darren. Happy birthday, baby. I remember when you came into this world. Happy birthday to my other cousin Daryl. Happy birthday, Daryl. We call him Shorty because he's short. Happy birthday, Shorty. Many more. I love these people, and I wish them so much more in life and so many more birthdays. So happy birthday, y'all. Enjoy your day. It's a wonderful day to be alive. All right, let's get this show rolling, baby. Let's get this show rolling. Today is National Linguini Day. If you like linguine, knock yourself out. Now listen to this one. Ooh, this is one of my favorites. Not linguine. I will eat. Now here's the strange thing about me. I don't eat spaghetti. That's weird, right? I know people like, who don't like spaghetti? Me. I don't like spaghetti. I will barely eat macaroni and cheese. Like barely. Like there's never a time you're gonna hear me say, "Ooh, I would just love to make me some macaroni and cheese." Won't happen. Because I've never really liked macaroni and cheese. You would think that I would because it had cheese in it, but no, I don't like spaghetti. But I will eat linguine and I will eat fettuccine alfredo, which is weird, but I don't like spaghetti. And I don't know what it is. I don't know if I think it's the noodle though. I think it's the noodle that makes me not like it. And macaroni and cheese, I don't know, it's something about the taste. Like I've had some macaroni and cheese, like, okay, my husband made some before. And I think that's the only time I've really eaten it. He made it. It was really good. And I was like, okay, this is kind of good. I could eat this. But you're never going to hear me say, hey, make some macaroni and cheese. Only time you hear me say that is when a holiday is coming up, like Thanksgiving. And I know people like it, but it won't be for me. You know, I might eat some just because it's there. But for real, don't like macaroni and cheese. But anyway, it's National Linguine Day. Now check this one out. I do eat this, y'all. National Cheese Toast Day. Yes, baby. I like a good piece of cheddar cheese toast. Yes, I do. Yes, me and my uncle. My uncle and I, we'll make us some cheese toast in the New York Minute. Yep. He was like, you want a piece? I'm like, yeah, throw me a piece in there. Because we like cheese toast. It's National Pawpaw Day. Now, let me tell y'all something about pawpaw, right? I had never heard that phrase before until I moved to Georgia and I heard somebody say, I told my pawpaw. And I'm like, pawpaw? I had never heard that before, y'all. Until I moved to Georgia and they were saying pawpaw. And I was like, oh, okay, you mean pop, like grandfather, like granddaddy? Like, because I probably would say granddaddy. They like, I told my pawpaw, so it's National Pawpaw Day. So tell pawpaw you love him, give him a hug. It's National Green Peace Day. Yes, National Green Peace Day. It's National Creme de Menthe. What is that? Creme de Menthe Day. I have no idea what that is. Creme de Menthe Day. I have no idea, whatever that is. Oh, check this one out. National Double Cheeseburger Day. I wonder if McDonald's has a special, and Burger King, if they have a special. National Cheeseburger, Double Cheeseburger, not just cheeseburger, Double Cheeseburger Day. It's National Felt Hat Day. So if you got a felt hat, throw it on. It's National Neonatal Nurses Day. Shout out to all the nurses over there in NICU. Yes, shout out to you guys for doing a great job and taking care of them little babies. National Online Learning Day. Listen, learn something new. You can learn anything you want online. I was watching this video last night before I went to sleep. And this guy, his name is JT Automations. His YouTube channel is called JT Automations. And he told a story how now listen to this. He said he was homeless, I think about 6 months, sleeping in a van. Now, mind you, this man had 3 businesses and a master's degree. And what he said was, he had 3 businesses. They weren't doing well. And he didn't really want to go to his family and ask for help because his family were the type of people that they'll let you stay for a minute, but then you got to get out. And he was like, rather than do that, I'll just sleep in my van. So he said he had a salad bowl that he got and I used to tell my husband, man, maybe I didn't have it hard enough. That's why it's taking me so long to get to the levels of success that I seek, right? Because I don't have a story like that. I grew up in the hood, but boy, it wasn't like we still my brother and I had more than most of the people in our neighborhood. So I can't even, and we all grew up in the hood, but I can't even say my life was like, I don't know. Now, if you ask my brother, he'll say it was really hard. In my mind, nah, we had more than most of all our friends. And we really did. But anyway, he told the story how he was sleeping in his van. He had 3 businesses, right, and a master's degree. And he was like, I just didn't want, he had a baby on the way. So he said he was sleeping in his van. He had a salad bowl. He would take cold baths in the salad bowl, pour the water out the van, sleep with the heat on in the van all night, go to the laundromat, wash his clothes and his towels. He would put towels over the windows at nighttime so people couldn't see him sleeping. He said he did that, but he said what he would do is on his cell phone, he would watch YouTube videos of people doing the things that he wanted to do every night. He said he didn't waste time. 2 hours a night, he learned something. I thought that right there, because that's what I do at night. And I just saw his video last night. So instead of me really going to sleep at night, which I really got to get better with that, I'm watching videos on YouTube about things that I'm launching, things that I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. And I get what he's saying, because I will watch 2 or 3 hours at a time at nighttime. And this is why I have a hard time going to sleep. I had to put on meditation videos and all this stuff. Anyway, he told a really solid story about him getting started as an entrepreneur. Now he's worth millions. And so that was 2017. He was homeless. It's 2022. So over the 5 years, he's built his businesses. He has multiple businesses and he's doing well. He's a millionaire. And, he seems to be very humble, but I thought it was an interesting story. So I said all that to say it's National Online Learning Day. Learn something new. That man was sleeping in his car for 6 or 7 months. You're sleeping at home in the comforts of a house. Take some time to learn something new, especially if you're talking about you want to do something. Stop that. Learn something. And then last one is National Tackle Kids Cancer Day. Yes, National Tackle Kids Cancer Day. So you can do that by supporting organizations that help kids with cancer. All right, those are your national holidays. Let's get on with these horoscopes brought to you by Noted Astrologer Micah Thompson for today, Thursday, September the 15th. We're going to kick this thing off like we always do, and that is with Aries. Keep your ears open, especially to those who care about you. The only thing you accomplish is a bad reputation. You have to help family members sort out unfortunate difficulties. All right, the only thing you're going to accomplish today is a bad reputation, so you don't want that, Aries. I don't know what that means, but here's the thing. Whatever it means, all you got is your reputation. Do not. So be a person of integrity. Don't damage your reputation. Do not do that. Because reputation follows you wherever you go. There it is, your reputation. Taurus, don't argue with family. You have to know what your boss wants if you expect to do your job correctly. Try to keep a low profile. Listen, today, Taurus, you got to lay low. Don't argue with the family. Ask your boss what you want so you can give it to him, so you can move up in the position. You can get a promotion. You can get the job done right. Ask the questions. Here's the thing. If you don't ask the questions, you don't know. If you don't know, you can't do the job correctly. So you got to ask the question. In the meantime, don't argue with folks. That's low energy. Them low energy, that's low vibration. Just don't. If you feel like the argument is coming on, walk away. Just what people can't listen. They may not be able to argue. Listen, they don't have to argue with you. Just walk away. Let them argue by themselves. You want to argue with the air. I'm not here. Listen, walk away. Keep a low profile. Stay out of their path. Gemini, minor accidents could occur if you don't take precautions. Not the best day for business trips. A new relationship can be yours if you get out with friends. All right, you're looking for some new love. Gemini, you got to get out the house. Go outside with your friends. Have some fun. Let your hair down. Loosen up a little bit. Stop being so uptight. You're looking for a new relationship. This could be it, but you got to get out the house. You got to get out the house. You got to go. And don't take a trip, though. It's not the best day for trips. Business trips, that is. Don't do that. Cancer. Changes involving your domestic scene may be unpleasant. Put your efforts into making changes to your domestic scene. You will profit from home improvement projects and real estate deals. Now, you got a lot going on when it comes to real estate and home life and what is going on there. Okay, put some efforts into making changes, right? Changes involving your domestic scene may be unpleasant. Do you got to clean up something that needs, clean your house up. Clean up your house, get everything straight. Make some home improvements, all of that. You could profit from that you may be able to profit from the house. I don't know. Handle that house today. It's all about real estate for you today, Cancer. Leo, travel and communications will be lucrative for you. Reevaluate your position and make decisions about your future goals. Prove your worth. Concentrate on getting the job done and steer clear of office politics and gossip. Listen, office politics and gossip, low energy, low vibration. Stay away from it. Stay away from it. In the meantime, reevaluate your position and decisions about your future goals. If you ain't talking about that at the water cooler, don't talk to them. They're not talking about, hey, how we going to get better? How we going to get to this bag? How we going to move up in this company? Don't feed into the rest of it. Don't do it. You know what I'm saying? Just steer away from all that crap. That's low energy, low vibrations. You want to vibrate on a high level so you can get things done. Yes. Virgo, try not to be overly generous. Do your own thing and everything will settle down. Don't deny yourself today. All right, now listen here, Virgo. I get it. Don't be too overly generous with others, but don't deny yourself either. That means, watch what you do. Because I know right now you feeling like I can do what I want to do, and you can. However, I will caution you to take a step back for 1 second, look at the things you're about to not deny yourself of, and make sure that it's something that's not going to hurt you tomorrow. Today, you're not denying yourself, but it is going to hurt you tomorrow. That's all I'm saying, Virgo. I'm not telling you to deny yourself. I'm just saying make sure what you're not denying yourself of won't hurt you tomorrow. That's all I'm saying. Take a look at that thing now. That's all I'm saying. All right, I'm going to go to a song. I'll be right back after the song to bring you more of the horoscopes brought to you by noted astrologer Micah Dawson. Stay tuned.
What can I do? You're so loving and gentle to the core. What can I do when you fill me with happiness and much more? What can I do? You're so stunning, I just can't look away. What can I do? I should know by now, you make my day. Never more will dreams expire. Keep it burning, baby, got this fire on my head. And don't dare to let go. Cause each day for you, my love will grow. When you're not here, my heart is screaming out your name. Feels like a heart attack and you can fix the pain. Without you, the same again. It's you running through my veins. Your love runs through my veins. Your love runs through my veins. I'll never be the same. Your love runs through my veins. what you are will never be the same again. It's you running through my veins. Your love runs through my veins. Oh, oh, your love runs through my veins. I'll never be the same. Hey, your love runs through my veins. Yeah, your love runs through my veins.
Welcome back. It's your girl Audrey Bell Kearney, bringing you the daily horoscopes brought to you from Notable Astrologer Michael Thosson for today, Thursday, September the 15th. And we're going to pick it up with Libra. Put your emotional energy into passion, not anxiety. You may find that your anger stems from lending or borrowing money. Your partner will blow situations out of proportion. All right, here's the thing, Libra. If you don't want to be pissed off today, don't lend anybody no money and don't borrow any, because that's where your anger is going to come from. I don't just don't. If you don't do either one of those, you should be fine. Put your emotional energy into passion. Put it into your passion, baby. Your partner is gonna blow situations out of proportion. You got a lot going on today. You can control that energy. You can control that whole situation. You can't control the person getting mad. That's on them. But when they get mad, walk away. Listen. You go somewhere and cool down, okay? Let's talk about this when you're in a better position emotionally. Let them know. You ain't got to put up with that nonsense today. Scorpio. Go out with close friends who understand your situation and your needs. Don't believe everything you hear. Travel and communications will be lucrative. Ooh, what you going to be doing? Travel and communications? Sounds nice. Yeah, don't believe everything you hear. Listen, consider the source, Scorpio. Consider the source. I'm just telling you, because sometimes there's some people in my life right now, they can't tell me anything that I would believe. I'm talking about absolutely nothing. And isn't that sad? That is sad. And it's so crazy because they lie so much. Like, there's nothing they can say to me. And it could probably be the truth. But because they lie about everything. I'm talking about, it's just like, and here's the thing, they may not lie about everything, but they have lied about so much that there's nothing they could tell me that I would believe. So all I'm saying to you, Scorpio, is consider the source. Because I'll tell you, it's one person in particular. There's nothing that person can tell me that I would believe. And it's so sad because it could be the truth. It's like the little boy who cried wolf. I'm like, yeah, I don't believe nothing they say. I just don't. And it's really sad. And it's somebody in my immediate family. It's like, what? Like, they can't open their mouth and say anything. I'll be like, yeah, consider the source, Scorpio. Sagittarius. Your colorful conversations may attract new mates. Social functions will bring you in touch with the ones with new lovers. Okay. You'll be attracted to unusual forms of entertainment and foreign cultures. All right. Social functions going to bring you in touch with new lovers. Okay. Now listen here. Let me just say this. You're going to be colorful today in what you got to say, Sagittarius. At that social function that's going to bring you some new lovers. Here's the thing. Don't make sure you're not in a situation already. I like to call them situations because most of the time that's what they are. Don't be in a situations, a Sagittarius. Make sure you're not in. You don't want to bring somebody into your situation. If you're in a situation, figure out what to do with before you go out tonight. You know, if you need to break up just for the night, listen, this is over. And you go out tonight because you broke up already. I'm just playing. I'm just joking. Stop. I'm just playing. Listen, I'm in rare form today. The energy is good again today. The energy is good. Listen, I got good things happening. So my energy is off the change right now. Yeah. So anyway, I'm just kidding. Don't do that. Have a good time when you go out tonight. I hope you find love. Capricorn, any difficulties with peers could be unnerving. Try to deal with it quickly. Don't dwell on past regrets. Rethink your motives and make the necessary changes to yourself. All right, listen. You can't change the past, Capricorn, so stop dwelling on it, right? Give yourself 10 minutes to think about the past and move forward. Because there's nothing, absolutely nothing that you can do to go back and change the past. And yes, I know you regret what happened in the past year. I have a lot of them myself. But here's what I realized: I can't do nothing about it. Only thing I can do is focus on right now and prepare for the future. That's it. I focus right now today, because all I can control right now is today, right now, this minute. And then I prepare for the future. The past is in the past. Let it stay there. That's why it's behind you. Aquarius, don't forget to let your mate know how much you care. Toning, fitness, pampering should be on your schedule. Don't push your mate if you want to keep this union going. All right, listen, let them know how much you care. Stop nagging them, because you love them. They need to know you love them. But stop nagging them, right? Otherwise, you're going to push them away. You're going to mess the union up. You're going to push them away. Take care of yourself. Toning, fitness, pampering yourself, all that. Do that part too. Take care of yourself, and then nurture your relationship. But don't nag. There's a difference. Nagging and nurturing is totally different. So don't be a nag today, Aquarius. All right. Last but not least, my fellow fish Pisces, you have a lot to offer, fish. You may find that relationships are not going as well as you'd like. Avoid lending money or belongings to friends. Listen, you ain't got to tell me twice, stars. I ain't lending no money today and all my belongings. Keep my stuff to myself. Look, I don't know about you, fish, but the stars don't have to tell me twice. In the meantime, we know we have a lot to offer. You know, it's so funny, right? Because there's a gentleman, and he's real nice guy. And I was looking at a video. Was it this morning? I was on YouTube. I think it was last night. But anyway, it was last night. Was it last night? I think it was last night. Anyway, this woman was on there. She was talking about all the things that she's done to become. She's a multimillionaire. And she was talking about all the things she was doing. And she was saying how you just give. Just give. Like, people don't like to give. A lot of people just don't like to give. And I'm a giver. I'm a giver. I'm like a recovering giver. I'm like, because that was like alcohol to me. Just giving. I'm kind of like a recovering giver. However, I have a real hard time controlling myself when people come to me with great ideas. If you happen to catch me and you have a great idea, I'm going to give right there on the spot. So there's a gentleman that I talked to this morning. He's a real nice guy. He has a lot going on with the things that he's doing. He's a podcaster. He works for a nonprofit. He owns a nonprofit. Just a really nice guy. And he was telling me about all the things that he was doing. Some amazing things. Just telling me all the amazing things he was doing. He told me about something that he started in 1999 or 98. And so when he said it, the whole plan popped out in my, and this is what happens. And this is a God-given gift. He said to me, I have this organization. He told me the name of it. And the minute he said it, a whole blueprint formed in my mind. I heard what he said, and the whole blueprint formed in my mind. And I spit it out right then and there. Like, this is what you should do. This is who you need to contact. But that happens, right? The whole blueprint. He's like, that's what I was planning. Now, was he planning it? I don't know. He didn't tell me about it. All I could tell him was what I saw in my mind for him. And but that let me, when I got finished talking to him, I felt really good. I felt really good because I feel like if he had not planned it that way, the way I just said it, he could use that information to do that. I introduced him to 3 people that I thought would help him move his mission forward in a text message right after that. So I gave a lot. But I realized in that moment that, and I think this is part of why my energy is so high right now. I realized in that moment that I have a lot to offer, right? And people who know me personally, they probably would definitely agree with me. But I think sometimes when you just do things, it's like second nature, like breathing. You don't look at it that way. But I felt amazing after I talked to him. And I owed him a call for like 3 or 4 days. And I finally got around to when I was making breakfast this morning. And I was like, no, let me call him right now while I'm making breakfast. And that's what I did. And he told me about this idea. And when he said it, it just clicked in my mind. It just clicked. And that happens at times. Like, it happens a lot, more than I can even think of. People just come to me and they say, hey, I was thinking about doing this, right? And I'm a listener, so I hear first. It's called audio. It's called, what is it called? Clairaudience. So I'm a clairaudience, which means I hear things first, then I visualize, and then I can tell you what it is. So I'm a clairaudient. I hear things first. That's why when I went for a job one time for Comcast, this was years ago. I think I might have been. I think my daughter might have been 3 or 4, and I went for this job at Comcast. And the guy who interviewed me, he asked me, what do I think the most important skill was for that job? And I said, listening. Just like that. I was like, I'm never going to forget this because I thought it was really odd because back then I had no idea why, I had no idea that I was clairaudient. And I said to him, listening, and he said, nobody has ever answered that correctly. And in my mind, I'm thinking, well, why not? Well, that's because that probably wasn't their gift right off the top, right? So that is a gift, a God-given gift to me. And I never knew what it was until I met this guy named Howard. And he told me, I took a test and it said that I was clairaudient, which means I hear first and I don't like fluff. Like, I'm not a fluff. Like, if you come to me with these long, drawn-out stories, it drives me insane. And I didn't understand that until he told me what I was. He said, you're clairaudient, and this is how you had. So what happened is, once I learned that I was clairaudient, I started to learn how to deal with people better. I had to learn how to be more patient, especially with people who were clairvoyant. So when I say clairvoyant, I'm not talking about psychic. I'm talking about people who tell stories. They tell their stories and they want you to visualize a story. So they describe the whole story in very picturesque conversation, which is normally very long. And I'm the person like, get to the point, right? So I had to learn that person I had to be patient with, because I am a clairaudient who does not like fluff. I want you to get to the point so we can get to the solution. The clairvoyant is the person who wants to tell you the story and paint the picture along the way. Not the psychic clairvoyant, not that person. So so you got to go look it up. It's like formulas: clairvoyant, clairaudient, clairsentient, or something like that. Just look them up. It's the clairs. Look up the clairs. Anyway, I said all to say, I realized I have a lot to offer, and I knew that, but I think it just clicked this morning, and I felt really good about giving him that information and ideas, even though he said he had them already. But I still was like, well, here they are again, just in case you don't. All right, that's all the horoscopes I got for you today. I'll be back again on Monday, because today is Thursday. I don't have a power player to interview tomorrow, so I'll be back on Monday to bring you more of the horoscopes brought to you by noted astrologer Micah Thyssen. Now let's get on to some news you can use. All right, so here's my segment that's called I Can't Make This Up, y'all. Can't make it up. So there was a Channel 2 news reporter who had left an empty Chick-fil-A bag in his car, and the bear broke into the car. The bear broke into the car. The bear saw the empty Chick-fil-A bag. He's like, listen, I want some Chick-fil-A. I can't make it up, y'all. I cannot. I'm telling y'all, that's the funny thing. Like, sometimes I come across these stories, and it's my segment. I can't make this up. I can't make this up. So anyway, the bear was like, I want some Chick-fil-A. So I just had to tell y'all that, because I thought that was really funny. I was like, I want me some Chick-fil-A. You done left this bag in this car. I got to see if anything's in it. So the bear broke into the man's car. But now what's scary about that is that the bear was close enough to the man's house or wherever he was to break into the car. He was hungry apparently, and he was like, yeah. And this was in Fulton County. That's the crazy part. A whole family of bears, y'all. Whole family. Go to AJC.com. The video is there. It's tore the car up. I'm talking about tore the car up. The seats are tore up. I mean, the bear tore the man's car up. Tore the hood, the dashboard up, tore the car. His insurance company got to pay for that. That bear was hungry. That's scary, though, because that's right here in Georgia. Tore that man's car up, y'all. He was like, listen, I got to get me this Chick-fil-A. You had Chick-fil-A and didn't bring me any? How dare you? Yeah. Anyway, check the story out on AJC.com. It's there. And tore that man's car. Now the insurance company got to pay for that. Does an insurance company cover that? Is that considered an accident? Speaking of insurance companies, let me just say this before I get on to the rest of my story. I don't know who the insurance commissioner is right now in Georgia, but guess what? He will not, or she will not, whoever will not be getting my vote. Absolutely will not. So let me tell you what happened. So my insurance, as you get older, your insurance is supposed to go down. So I thought that as you get older, the insurance go down. Haven't had any accidents. Been living in Georgia 9 years. Everything has been peachy keen, right? All right, so the insurance went down to $193. That's the lowest it's ever gone down, right? Then it creeped back up to $206. Then it creeped up to $226. Well, my renewal was in August, and it went up to $282. I'm like, what the heck is going on? So I was going to leave Geico. I'm like, Geico is losing their mind. I'm leaving Geico. So I called Allstate yesterday, right? And I said to Allstate, yeah, I'm going to change over. And she said, $353. $300. And I'm like, are you crazy? $300. First of all, it's like $353 for car insurance? That was nuts. I don't know who that commissioner is. And all the insurance companies said the same thing. The insurance commissioner of Georgia, this is what they said to me, both of them. Because I called Geico, like, what is going on? And Geico's like, well, the insurance commissioner gave us permission to raise the rates because there are so many accidents. I'm like, man, but I haven't had an accident. So you punishing me for other stuff that other people has done, which I know that's a bunch of BS, right? The insurance commissioner gave them the right to raise our rate, so they did. So they're blaming it on high accidents rate. What does that have to do with me? I didn't have an accident. And then she gonna say, well, you could take a defensive driving course for 5 hours. I said, ma'am, I'm not about to sit down and take a defensive driving course for 5 hours when I don't have a problem. So I don't know who the commissioner is, but guess what? I'm not voting for him, and I'm telling everybody else to get him or her. I don't even know who it is. I need to find out get him out, because that is ridiculous. And I'm like, why? I said, ma'am, I didn't have any accidents. So why am I being punished for what you say is the reason for the increase? No, the reason for the increase is because the insurance commissioner gave you permission to increase it. And you went from 193 to 206 to 226. Now I'm at 282. This is just car insurance for 2 cars. A Equinox and a Jeep Patriot. $282. I was like, you have got to be kidding me. Got to be kidding. So I don't know, and I normally don't like to talk about politics on him, but I'm just pissed off. And I called Liberty Mutual too, no different than Geico. So I called Allstate, Liberty Mutual, and I already had Geico. Nobody had good rates. It's ridiculous, and I'm pissed off about that. I don't know how everybody else feels about that, but I'm pissed. So you jump from 193 all the way up to almost 100, like that's ridiculous. So, and it just keeps going up. And she said, the insurance commission, and this is how they said, the insurance commission of Georgia gave us the right to increase the rates. And they just shot it up. I'm almost at $300. I haven't been at $300 in insurance since I was 28. Yeah, that's been a long time, 27 years. So I thought that was horrible. But anyway, I'm not voting for you, whoever you are. And I'm going to look you up so I make sure when I go to the ballot in November, you won't be the person I vote for. Like, she's like, well, because, car parts and accidents. I said, man, that has nothing to do with me. Nothing. Because it doesn't. Think about that for a second. Does that have anything to do with you if you didn't have an accident, it caused an accident? Nothing. It has nothing to do with me. So you just making my insurance go up for it because of what everybody else is doing, and you think that's fair? And then the insurance commission has given you the right to just bump up the insurance because of that? Oh, yeah, I'm not happy with that at all. And I hardly ever really I'm not happy with that. So that person definitely would not get my vote. And I'm not telling anybody else to vote for him. Woo, that's my moment rant. Low energy. But I had to just say that because I was pissed yesterday. And I was thinking, what was crazy is I was thinking about my horoscope, right? When I was saying yesterday, I'm not going to let... It was something, it had, my horoscope yesterday was all just negativity, right? And I was like, I don't know about you, fish. I'm not going to embrace any of that. Well, I had to keep that to myself. I couldn't remember exactly what it was, but I was like, okay, I'm not going to argue with anybody. Let me just go ahead and pay Geico. Because I was calling around like, I'm not about to pay Geico $282. This is crazy. Like, they just went up from $226 to $280. I was pissed. So I'm just going on and on. So then when I called Allstate, and Allstate said $353, I texted my husband like, yeah, I'm just going to pay Geico. So he got home. He's like, what happened? I said, Allstate was $353. Like, yeah, I'm just not going to pay that. And so I just paid Geico. But I felt myself remembering what my horoscope said. And I remembered I said I wasn't going to embrace any of that. So I had a moment of negativity, low energy. And then I quickly just, you know what? Let me get rid of this bad energy. Let me just go ahead and pay Geico. But I will not be voting for the insurance commissioner who's in there right now. Oh, yeah, you won't get the vote, sir. Ma'am. I don't even know who it is, but I'm going to find out so I make sure not to vote for them. Because that makes no sense at all. All right, I am going to a song. I'll be right back after the song to bring you more of the rundown about what's going on in and around Gwinnett County. So stay tuned.
Not sure I understand it, but everything seems brighter now than before. I easily. 'Cause I don't wear my heart up on my sleeve. Yeah. I don't know if you feel the same, but every time I hear your name, my worries disappear. It's all because of you. It's all because of you, because of you, because of you.
About what's going on in and around Gwinnett County. So Gwinnett County, Gwinnett School Superintendent's Board Service raises ethics concerns. Yeah, here we go. Gwinnett County Superintendent Calvin Watts serves on the board of the nonprofit agency that accredits this district and thousands of others around the world. A conservative parent group that has been critical of Watts and other leaders in Gwinnett schools said the relationship is inappropriate and inhibits parents' ability to bring issues to the agency. Cognia to hold district leaders accountable. Gwinnett and Cognia said there is no conflict of interest there. But the parents are saying it is because the superintendent sits on the board. So they feel like they can't bring their concerns to the board, to the organization, because it's kind of like a conflict. Now, I don't know. I mean, that might, I don't know. It kind of could sound like a conflict to me, Cognia is the only agency that stakeholders can utilize to ensure our school system is held to a certain standard. And now Cognia has invited the GCPS superintendent to sit on their board. The very board that is to assess Watts as our superintendent and the handling of Georgia's largest school district, said Holly Terry, a Gwinnett parent and chair of the local chapter of No Left Turn in Education. That's cute. No Left Turn in Education. So, I mean, I kind of can see what she's saying. Like, yeah, I can kind of see why she would say that's a problem. I mean, they're saying it's not, but to me, that might be a little bit of an issue, y'all. I'm just saying. I don't like it could be to me. It's like me sitting on the board of another chamber that's a competitor to my chamber. Oh, well, maybe not. They might not be the same. Anyway, to read the full story, go to AJ Sears there. I don't know. I feel like it could be a conflict to me. I mean, I understand what they're saying, but I still feel like that myself. I'm kind of like right there, like, I don't know about that one. All right, so the Rowen project is ready to break ground. So Rowen is that project that they're going to be doing over here in between Dacula and Lawrenceville off of 316, and that's a huge project, y'all. That is a huge project. So officials hope next month to begin building the Rowen, a 2,000-acre development in eastern Gwinnett County with a lofty goal of becoming a global destination for research and innovation in agriculture. I love it. Agriculture, medicine, and environmental sciences. I love that. I really, really do. I'm just really excited to get the groundbreaking underway and have that vision start coming to life, said Mason Ailstock, president of Rowen Foundation, a nonprofit overseeing the project. I did a focus group with them one time when they first started when they brought it to the public's attention. I'm sure they had been talking about it for probably some time. But when it was brought to the public's attention, I was part of one of the people in the focus group, and I thought it was very interesting. They wanted to know what did we think should be a part of that project, and so for me, it was always how do we get small businesses involved, and I'm sticking to that. I really need to reach out to them, which I have not had the time, but I will. But anyway, Gwinnett County bought the land 2 years ago, and is funding Rowen until the development sustains itself. The first shovels will begin laying a road into what is now Pine Forest North, north of 316, east of Dacula. Over the next few decades, the land will be developed into low and medium density research and office buildings, public green space, trails, and mixed-use village with multifamily homes. Now, that sounds amazing, right? It sounds really happy, but some folks saying they don't like it. They're saying they don't like it because it's going to break up that rural feeling that they had there. Like one gentleman has been living there his whole life. He's like 80-something years old. He's not a fan of it. He's not a fan of it. But it's going to happen, sir. And I'm sorry that, it's going to happen. Anyway, Ailstock said he hopes to announce within 18 months the first company or companies that will set up on Rowen's founding partners. He said that Georgia Department of Economic Development has shortlisted Rowen as a headquarters or a research center site for several established companies that could bring hundreds of jobs each. He said the foundation received descriptions of the company, but they don't know their names. So the first companies won't have the benefit of buying into the established research park, but will be able to claim credit for helping design and create it. So 18 months, they want to know who's going to be on board. They don't know who the companies are, but the Department of Economic Development here for Georgia, they know who they are. They haven't released the names just yet. So that's interesting. So that's gonna be huge, y'all. That's gonna bring thousands and thousands of jobs. That project is supposed to last for a very long time, like over decades to complete it, to complete the build out. And so just thinking about that part of Gwinnett County is going to be coming. It's going to get a little saturated, and I know people are not. They're not happy about this. So here are some of the numbers about the project. 2,000 acres on which the development will be built. That's how many acres it's going to be. That's a lot of land. 90,000 approximate number of jobs expected to created this century. 90,000 jobs. At least $74 million amount of bonds and loans approved by the county for the project. So $74 million approved in bonds and loans by the county. 90,000 jobs created this century. 2,000 acres of land in which the development we've built on. So to read the entire story, you can go to ajc.com. It's there. It's all there for you. All right. So today is my Friday because I don't have anything going on. So if you are looking for stuff to do, it's Thursday, but it's my Friday because I don't have a show tomorrow. So if you're looking for things to do this weekend, starting today, there's a Black Artist Showcase. Yes, it is in Sugar Hill at the City Art Gallery, located at 5010 West Broad Street in Sugar Hill. That's today. It started at 10 o'clock. It runs through 6 p.m. But it's also tomorrow from 10 to 6, Saturday from 10 to 6, and Sunday from 10 to 6. So if you want to go out and support Black artists, this is an opportunity for you to do that. Again, that's going to be located at City Art Gallery in 5010 West Broad Street in Sugar Hill. Yep, go out and support them. You love Black art, this is your chance to support them. Sounds wonderful, right? Also, more activities coming. The Japan Fest returned to Gwinnett County this weekend. After holding a virtual event in 2020 and canceling 2 weeks before the big day a year ago, Japan Fest returns to Gwinnett County. Yeah, so if you like Japan, anything from Japan, this is probably going to be a great opportunity for you. The Gas South Convention Center in Duluth will provide the backdrop for Japan Fest, which runs from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Saturday and 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Sunday. Hosted by Japan Fest, Inc., a Japan American Society of Georgia and Japanese Chamber of Commerce of Georgia. The event celebrates friendship and cultural exchange between citizens of Japan and the United States. I think that's amazing. I really, really do. Georgette, y'all heard Georgette. She used to come on the show and do the word of the day or word of the week. Well, her son lives in Japan right now. And I said to her, he doesn't want to come home. He loves it over there. And I don't think he ever thinks about coming home. He rarely visits. So I just feel like he just loves it so much he don't forget the United States. But anyway, if you want to go out and have some fun this weekend, go check out the Japan Fest. I'm sure that's going to be really nice. So again, it's going to be this Saturday from 10 to 6 and this Sunday from 10 to 5. And that's going to be at this Gas South Convention Center located at 6400 Sugarloaf Parkway. So the festivities are going to be going down. Vendors, cultural workshops, demonstrations, martial arts, traditional Japanese dance performances, all of that. More than 23,000 patrons attended the 30th anniversary. 23,000. That's a lot of folks. Yeah. So check it out. You want to have some fun this weekend? We had a beautiful weekend last weekend. They had the Cultural Fest downtown Lawrenceville, which was really nice. I thought that was pretty cool. All right, you think you can sing? Do you think you can sing? So karaoke September Soul is going down Saturday night, 6:30. Saturday evening, 6:30. You think you can sing? Yes. Sing soul songs of the 50s, 60s, and 70s and beyond. Families are welcome. Monthly karaoke with a theme. That's going down. So if you think you can sing, it's going down at 788 Hillcrest Road, Northwest in Lilburn, 6:30. It starts at 6:30. So September Soul is going down. Now, I don't know can you sing or not, but if you want to go do some karaoke, get on in there. Get on in there. There's a flea market at the American Legion. Yes, it's a flea market. This Saturday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., the American Legion, Post 232. That's located at 3163 Main Street in Snellville, Highway 78 and High Point Road. Indoor or outdoor space is available, just $10. Wait a minute. Shut up. I need to go sell some of this stuff out my garage. I sure do. I need to tell my husband. Yes, it's going down. Tables include indoor space. Please call if you want a space, 770-653-3030. Again, that number is 770-653-3030. It's a flea market. That's nice. I haven't done a flea market in forever. I used to love to do them. My husband and I used to have a space at the flea market in North Carolina, and we put our t-shirt pressing in and everything, and we would take pictures of people and press them on shirts and sell them, which is pretty cool because people would just take a picture by the backdrop that we had, and we would take the pictures. We had the whole setup. Like, I'm an entrepreneur till they put me in the box, y'all. I just am. And I love all things entrepreneurship. Anyway, this Saturday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., the American Legion 232, American Legion Post 232, 3163 Main Street in Snellville. Indoor and outdoor spaces available. Tables include indoor space. Please call 770-653-3030. Toys, office furniture, household items, plants, clothing, crafts, whatever you bring to sell it, you can bring it. It's $10 for the table. That's pretty doggone cool right there. You got some stuff to sell? I got a lot of stuff in my garage I need to sell, for real. For real, y'all. Listen, if you're thinking about starting a restaurant business and you can't afford the overhead, think about a ghost kitchen. So somebody maybe say, Audrey, what the heck is a ghost kitchen? A ghost kitchen is a shared kitchen space where you can rent time so you can prepare your food, and it already has all the permits it needs to work as a kitchen. So they share the space with you. And the reason I know this is because probably about 3 or 4 years ago, my husband was going to launch a hot dog business, and he needed a shared kitchen, and there is a shared kitchen right here in Lawrenceville, and so I had to go over there and find out what exactly it was, and it's called a ghost kitchen. So you get to use the kitchen to prepare your food because the kitchen has all the permits that the county require for you to have a space to do your work in. Now, he had to prepare everything in that kitchen space and then take it out to sell it. So anyway, if you're thinking about starting a restaurant and you want to know more about a ghost kitchen, this is a great opportunity for you. The ghost kitchen industry ghost kitchens have been in industry news over the years. We even talked about doing some ghost kitchens here in Gwinnett County, some more on the east side of Gwinnett County, and it could be, it could be great for you if you're seriously thinking about trying to start a business in the food industry and just can't afford the overhead. This may be a great opportunity. So if you are an independent, you're a vendor, you just want to know about a ghost kitchen, there's going to be an online workshop this Saturday at 9 a.m. You got to go to the patch and look for it. It says Ghost Kitchen, there's nothing to fear. So go look for it. The person name is Helen Sutherland, and she's going to be talking about it not this Saturday, on the 22nd. She's going to be talking about ghost kitchens. And so if you think, and it's online, so you don't have to leave your house. So if you're thinking about starting a restaurant, any kind of food business, you want to bake cakes and sell them, you need a commercial kitchen, this is an opportunity for you to partner. I interviewed, I didn't interview. I heard Pinky Cole talking about that. So she worked out of what a ghost kitchen before she started, before she went out on the food truck with Slutty Vegan. She started in a ghost kitchen, but she said she was getting so many orders and so much traffic, they pretty much kind of pushed her out, and so that's when she got the food truck. So go back and look at Pinky's story, because her story is very inspiring. But I think she started in a ghost kitchen over in DeKalb County. So if you're thinking about starting any kind of food business and just think that the overhead is too much, look at this. Take a look at this workshop that's going to be online about starting leveraging the power of a ghost kitchen. So go to patch.com and you can find more information. Just go Ghost Kitchen. There's nothing to fear. You'll see it there on the patch. All right. And it's under Lawrenceville. So go on Lawrenceville, go under Lawrenceville and look for that event. It's going to be September the 22nd. And you can register for the event, which is going to be online. Okay, cool. All right. That's it, guys. That's all I got for you today. I'm going to go to my last song. Then I'm going to come back and give you my word of inspiration for the day. So stay tuned.
You're the only one I think about, yeah. You're the only one for me. The only one I care about, yeah. Thinking about you day and night, yeah. You're the only one for me. I just wanna get it right, yeah. Ooh, yeah. You're the one I'm thinking of. Come on and take my love. Let's go and we can fly away. Taking off to the sky, it's you and me tonight. Whoa, baby. You know there was something special. Baby boy, you are my treasure. I know we got it, baby. Got it, baby. Yeah. I knew that it was something special. Baby boy, you are my treasure. I know we got it, baby. Got it, baby. It's amazing how you rock the world. You're the only one for me. Never thought that I would be your girl. Ooh, yeah. You're the one I'm thinking of. Come on and take my love. Let's go and we can fly away. We're taking off to the sky. It's you and me tonight. Whoa, baby. You know there was something special. Baby boy, you are my treasure. I know we got it, baby. Got it, baby. Yeah. I knew that it was something special. Baby boy, you are my treasure. I know we got it, baby. Got it, baby. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know we got it, baby. Got it, baby. Yeah.
Welcome back. So listen, guys, that's all I got for you today. I'm over here singing, right? And then realize I'm just singing my heart out. And then realize the song was about to end. Like, oh, wait a minute. The song is about to end. Anyway, that's all I got for you today. But before I go, I want to give you my word of inspiration for today. And I think I might have read this one before, but it popped up again. And I felt like I needed to read it again because somebody may need to hear this again. So if you didn't hear it before, this is a chance for you to hear. Somebody needs to hear this message. So here it goes. It says, when what we are is what we want to be, that's happiness. Ooh, let me say it again. When what we are is what we want to be, that's happiness. And Malcolm Forbes said that, and he was right. And I think I read that one, but I felt like I had to read it again because it stuck out. And so think about this, right? People are most unhappy because they are not what they want to be. But the problem to that is, the reason that is because a lot of times they don't know what they want to be. Let me say that again. Most people are unhappy because they're not what they want to be. The issue with that is because they don't know what they want to be. They say they want to be something. And this is when you can tell whether or not you want to be what you say you want to be. And I say this all the time. And I say it because it's the truth. If you say you want to be a writer, and I say this because this is the simplest way for people to understand this. If you say you want to be a writer, how often do you write? How often do you write? If you say you want to open a restaurant, how often do you put time into learning about what it takes to run a restaurant? How often? How much time? If you say, you want to play an instrument, Have you bought the instrument? Have you signed up for lessons for the instrument? Have you done anything to take anything with the instrument? Have you done that? And see, this is when I know people they say they want certain things and that thing is going to make them happy. Make them happy. But they do not move towards that thing, which in reality, that's not what they really want. That's what their mouth is saying, but their heart is saying something different. I'm telling you, because I used to think about that, and I say, I want to do this, I want to do that, right? And then I find myself not doing anything towards the thing I say I wanted to do. And then I said to myself, well, I must really don't want that, because I haven't taken a second to learn anything about it. I haven't taken a second to call anybody about it. I haven't taken not 1 second to do anything about this thing I say I want. The things that I say I want, I work towards. I may work a little slow, but I'm always moving. That's the compound effect. I may move a little slow, right? But I'm moving towards it. I do this show. I'm probably at 1,000 episodes right now. I can't even remember. I done lost track. I can't tell you this. I have done 724 hours out of my 1,500 hours of audio. 724 hours, y'all. You know why? Because I have a vision for what Good Morning Gwinnett is going to be. I have a vision for that. And I won't stop. No matter what else I'm doing on the side, whatever side hustle I got going on, this right here, this show right here, y'all, this one right here, oh yeah, I won't stop until I get to that goal. So I say I want it, and I do something 4 days a week towards it. Audio-wise, then I go and write some articles. I may be moving a little bit slow in that area, but I'm talking to y'all 4 days a week. Can't say I'm not, because I am. And when I can't, if I miss a day, you know why I miss a day. So you become happy when what you want is when you become happy when you are what you want to be. Who is it that you want to be? What is it that you want to be? That's the question you got to ask yourself. And if that's the truth, what are you doing to become that person? Oh my goodness, I need to preach right now. I feel like speaking in tongues. All right, listen, that's all I got. That's all I got for y'all today. I'll be back again on Monday. Listen, if you miss any episodes of this show, be sure to go to goodmorninggwinnett.com to listen to past episodes there. Also, be sure to connect with me on all social media at Good Morning Gwinnett, and download the app from the App Store. So whether you got an Android phone or Apple phone, there's an app in your App Store for this podcast. And pretty soon, y'all, I'm doing some revamping. You'll be able to download the app for any kind of mobile device. Yes, right now it's just Apple and Android. But trust me, I'm working on expanding this thing so you can go download. If you got a BlackBerry, you'll be able to get the app. If you got a Windows phone, you'll be able to get the app. If you got a Fire phone, pretty soon you'll be able to get the app on all of those devices. So just know that's the next phase in this movement. Anyway, thank you again for listening. You could be anywhere in the world, but you spent the last 59 minutes with me, and I love and appreciate you so much for that. I'll be back again on Monday at 10 a.m., God willing. Have a wonderful weekend. Have a beautiful day. And until next time, my friends, make it a great day. Bye, y'all.
You've been listening to Good Morning Gwinnett. Make sure to tune in Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time to find out what's happening around Gwinnett. If you like this episode, subscribe now and share with your friends. To learn more about Noise Media Network, visit noisemedia.us.